clearly, as you can see here. He's doing a great job, and the centipede is not showing any signs of being defensive at all towards either of us, which is great.
And he bit me. He's biting the shit out of me.
I've always been a bit scared of centipedes. I mean, they're like the unholy fusion of a spider and a snake. Topped, of course, with a venomous bite that's regarded as one of the most painful in the country. And during my recent trip to South Florida, I would experience it firsthand. But what string of incredibly stupid decisions led me to this moment? It all started over 2 years ago, when I found the largest centipede in the country and let it walk over my hand. This was terrifying for me, and those 5 seconds of contact was enough immersion therapy to seriously help cure my fear. I felt pretty proud of myself. But then I saw other wildlife creators, my own friends, free handle these things like they were nothing. So now here I am in South Florida, flipping rocks and looking for another giant centipede, to see if I can truly overcome my fear and free handle one myself. For both guidance and emotional support, I'm doing this alongside 2 centipede-wielding veterans, Mikey and Emilio, who've promised to lend me their expertise and coach me through the process. Now, handling the biggest species in the country is still too big of an ask for me. But the second biggest, that sounds doable. So rock after rock we flip, searching for the animal that'll definitely cure my fear and not severely backfire, the Caribbean giant centipede.
Got it?
Got it.
Let's go.
We got it. Oh my gosh, we tried that rock earlier and it actually came back like 5 minutes later. Oh my gosh, okay, we gotta get...
See him in there?
Yeah, we gotta get this leaf litter out, but it's a big one. We did it. Let's go. Boom. All right, guys, here we have our Caribbean giant centipede. Now, this one isn't full grown, but at full size, this is probably the 2nd largest centipede in America, getting around like almost 7.5 inches. But compared to the Texas giant centipede I filmed, it is quite a bit smaller. But this is a good kind of intro to centipedes for me, because if I'm gonna have one walk on me, and if, heaven forbid, this does bite me, I would much rather it be this little guy than max size giant centipede. Now, this centipede is a specialist of this tropical hardwood hammock habitat. They're really only found in this sort of habitat in Florida, but they do range all over the Caribbean. And they're specialists of all this downed leaf litter. They're cruising around hunting things, maybe even small reptiles, but a lot of the time invertebrates. And they use that venom that I am so terrified of to restrain that prey, and we're gonna actually hear a testimonial from someone who has been ravaged by this very venom while I'm holding it, to kind of give me some flavor text as to what it might be like. All right, we've had Mikey, you know, get a feel for the centipede. If it was gonna bite, hopefully it's gonna bite him instead of me, but why don't you bring that guy over?
Gladly.
Yeah, and this is a pretty calm one, you say, right?
Yeah.
All right, I have never held a centipede ever. I've been way too scared, so let's see how this goes. Whoa. The weight is distributed so well between its legs that it feels like it weighs nothing. Wow, look at that. Super curious, just exploring, trying to turn off every neuron in my brain telling me to freak out right now. So how would you know if this thing is aggressive, Mikey? Or not aggressive, but just feeling uncomfortable?
Yeah, so as you can see right now, it's just kind of moving linearly, maybe in a little bit of a squiggle, but it's just kind of moving pretty slowly. By centipede standards, because centipedes are pretty quick. But when I would start being maybe a little bit concerned is when I'm starting to see erratic movements. It trying to burrow in between my fingers. It constantly moving around, constantly moving those antennae around, moving super quickly, trying to make motions to jump off my hand. But right now you can see it's a bit more comfortable than that. Might be starting to speed up a little bit, but I wouldn't be concerned yet. But yeah, centipedes can be a bit hard to predict. So there are definitely also some of the animals that I'm a bit more hesitant to hold. But this individual is doing great right now, and it's a great first centipede handling experience. You're doing amazing for a first timer.
Thank you. It's moving way faster than I thought it would, honestly.
Initially, the big climax of this video was supposed to be Mikey giving a play-by-play of the horrific symptoms he suffered when he got bit by this species, all while having this thing walk on me. And if I could handle that, I could truly say that I've overcome my fear. But as he started to list the agonizing effects of the venom, I could feel that the centipede's mood had changed. Now it was starting to move erratically.
The worst sting or bite I've ever taken in my life.
It was trying to crawl off my hand.
The pain went all the way to my armpit.
But no one on set said anything was wrong.
The local pain right at the side of my thumb lasted for about 2 weeks.
I kind of felt like if I dropped this centipede now without someone telling me I had to, that would mean I lost, I gave up, that my fear won, and that I didn't really overcome anything. So I just kept going. But I should have listened to my instincts. Now enjoy my last few moments blissfully unaware of the excruciating hell that's about to befall me.
He's doing a great job, and
I hope so.
the centipede is not showing any signs of being defensive at all towards either of us, which is great.
Well, of the 3 people I know who've held this, 2 of them got bit, so it's not a great track record or ratio right now. But I'm hoping to keep that. Yeah, he's kind of like darting in. I felt him kind of snuzzling in between my fingers, but I think he's still fairly chill. You can just imagine how this thing's gonna be cruising through the leaf, and he bit me. He's biting the shit out of me. Well, yep, he's biting me. That's great. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna really suck. Okay, well, this is now a bite. What is it? 3 out of the 4, including me, people I know have now been bit by the centipede.
Man.
What a great first time holding a centipede. All right, let me walk you through this. So there's some blood, and it's a little wet. I'm feeling like almost like my finger got hit by a hammer at the moment. It's pretty crazy that something that small can break the skin like that, and there's blood. Wow, that's incredible.
It's very impressive.
Hurts a little to bend. We will follow this journey as the day continues. But yeah, this will probably end up being the worst thing I've been bit by. So, just another day on Wildlife YouTube, all right. Okay, it's worse than the bullet ant!
I'm very sorry.
No, it's okay.
I thought this guy was gonna be a nice one.
Yeah, I mean, I felt him getting a little more erratic and
yeah,
changing it up a little, so I should have probably just dropped him. Now before this point, the worst thing that I had been stung by is a harvester ant when I was a kid. And over the course of 24 hours, the agony I endured from this centipede surpassed it by leagues and bounds. As the day went on, not only did the pain and swelling increase, but for some reason my hairline started to look progressively worse as well. So enjoy my slow descent into hell, hour by hour, as I show you what exactly a centipede bite did to me. All right, it's been like an hour and a half and we're on the way back, and it didn't hurt all that much at first, but now it's pretty painful. It's hard to like think straight and have conversations. You can see my finger, it looks like there's, I don't even know, my knuckle has just become so swollen. It's like a water balloon on top of my finger. And it's less of like a throbbing, dull pain, and there's some more like sharp, almost like someone has a needle and is like digging into my joints. That's kind of what it feels like. So overall, very terrible experience. I'll keep you posted. All right, it's about 2.5, 3 hours later, and this really, really hurts. I mean, look at the size of that bump on my finger. That is ridiculous. The pain is just incredible. I mean, the joints of my finger are on fire. It feels like it's burning, and it's actually spread to my middle finger fully. The tip of it, the joints there all really hurt. I'm like hiccuping because I downed like 2 quesadillas and took a shower and drank water. I was like, all right, I just need to take care of myself. But yeah, still extremely painful. So I'm gonna lay down for a bit, hopefully take a nap, let my immune system take charge. But getting bit by a centipede, not fun at all. All right, I just took a 2-hour nap, and never in my life have I fallen asleep quicker. My immune system was like, time to hijack this joint. Still hurts.
Still hurts. It doesn't feel like it did before. It doesn't feel like it got slammed into a door. It feels like it is currently slamming into a door, like endlessly. The pain is just always exactly at that moment of being hit. It's just like that constant dull pain, but not as much of the sharpness, luckily. Sometimes I get waves of it, a little wave of burning. I think maybe the swelling's gone down a little. I hope, at least. I'm really hoping that this gets better, and now I have to call my mom and tell her about it. So we will see how that goes. Finally, it's about 9 p.m. and as you can see, my finger looks a lot better. It's not as rotund and all swollen around the knuckle, and the pain has subsided a lot. I don't know if it's just the Tylenol and all the creams and random crap I added to my finger to make the pain go down, but it's finally like, you know, it doesn't feel like active throbbing pain. So I'm not gonna like bend it around too much. I don't want to activate it, but that was a rough day. I'm gonna collect my thoughts, go to bed. Hopefully it feels a lot better in the morning, and I will recap this very harrowing experience.
Alright, I've now fully recovered. It's been a few days. The mosquito bites and overall look of sleep deprivation isn't related to the symptoms. Last day here in Florida, so I thought I'd recap. Really, you can't even tell anything happened to me. Just a couple red spots on my finger where the bite happened. And I'm joined here by, you know, in the video I mentioned 3 out of the 4 people I know have been bitten by the centipedes they've held. This is the one survivor, Emilio, and he was also the guy who was holding the camera. Now, Emilio, you also had another job, and, you know, it might have something to do with why I was bit.
Well, you see, here's the thing about that, you guys. This was also Mikey's job, so he's half to blame. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it was both our jobs to make sure that this guy did not get bit by the centipede, because we both have handled centipedes before. Both of us were making sure that the centipede was in a state of mind, in a state of behavior in which we could tell that it was relaxed. Because at first when he picked it up, it was going very slowly for a centipede, like Mikey said. Its head wasn't twitching a lot, so we knew that he was comfortable in Donnie's hand. The problem is this guy right here was absolutely crushing it with his segment. So a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes passed, and we noticed the centipede getting more and more active, but Donnie kept going, he kept flowing. And by around the 5-minute mark, Mikey and I think, shared a look at each other like, yeah, we need to cut this soon. And just as we were about to interject, bam, right on the finger.
Yeah, who needs enemies when you have friends like that, right? But, you know, hey, at least I got bit because I was just crushing my lines so good.
That is true.
Yeah. But overall, not the best experience. But yeah, you know, an experience I won't forget, and I'm glad you were there, although in the future, I can always re-say my lines.
Noted.
So, did this experience help cure my fear of centipedes? Absolutely not, it made it so much worse. But I am very thankful this centipede wasn't full grown, and that I'm a big guy. Otherwise, my symptoms probably would have been as severe as Mikey's. Upon editing this video, I can see a lot of things I did wrong, and was honestly shocked in hindsight it didn't bite me sooner. So, will I try this again? Well, I better make up my mind soon, because the same day this posts, I'm heading over to Arizona to find the largest centipede species in the country again. If I find it, I'm really tempted to wuss out and not handle it whatsoever, but if this video does well, I feel I owe it to you all and myself to prove that I can handle a giant centipede without getting bit. Until then, if you like giant, toxic, many-legged arthropods, check out the time I caught a giant Philippine millipede that ended up being more dangerous than any centipede. And I'll see you guys next time.